Okay. Yep.
Late one evening in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Heather Paul is outside on her front porch having some ice cream with her husband and her two sons.
It's been a while, Nuke.
Heather suddenly spots something that absolutely creeps her out.
Okay, let's see the ghost.
There's like little mosquitoes.
Okay. Oh. Ooh.
What?
It looks like a normal person.
What did you say, Mommy?
It's just a normal person, I think.
You gotta keep that open so you get all musty.
By the way, type in the chat if you guys believe in ghosts. I would like to know some of your stories as well, because I might be doing something ghost related soon again. I've done it before, and I'm gonna be doing some more of that again, maybe during the weekend. Yeah, we'll see.
The bizarre figure dressed in white that is walking down the sidewalk only about 20 feet away.
Looks pretty normal though.
The woman looked like, quote, a lady dressed like a nurse from the 1950s with an
Does she?
eerie grin on her face.
Huh?
Heather is now freaked out. She can't understand why no one else saw the strange nurse. So she checks.
That looks pretty decent. Doesn't look like a weird nurse or anything.
The recording also shows
Yeah, it just looks like a person
walking right by.
It just immediately creeped me out, so I just kind of like jumped.
But
okay,
it's even weirder because you see, Heather lives only a mile away from a notorious old abandoned mental asylum, the Philadelphia State Hospital at Byberry.
Oh.
So a little backstory, I live about a mile from where Byberry.
Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. If she says it's like a nurse, I guess if she lives near an old hospital, I guess that would be a thing.
Performed on patients. There was experiments performed on patients. A lot of them lost their lives because they were just treated so horribly. The conditions that hospital was in was so inhumane, and no human should have ever had to go through what these patients went through, and these people just needed help. It's just very sad.
Okay,
they were
okay.
So overcrowded. Like
the
nurse to patient ratio was just extreme.
Oh, that looks like a freaking crowded hospital right there. Is it? But it's a mental asylum, I think, right? Like a full-on mental asylum, not really like a hospital.
And tried to keep the place clean.
Yeah, when I was
that sounds like a mental asylum.
There, and it was really scary. Like the second you walk on the grounds, you just feel like it's cold. It's not normal. It feels weird. Like you can tell somebody's watching you. There's underground tunnels.
Fair enough.
To run around them too, and they used to use those tunnels to transport bodies. And there was still those like metal slab beds that they were still down there when we went in there, like in the 2000s. I felt my arm grabbed in there once, and I moved my flashlight because I thought it was my friend, and my friend was like over there, and oh my god.
But this story gets even weirder still.
Okay, how does it get weirder from here? Let's see. It's just, the typical touching of hands and then like just... Oh, okay.
During the 1950s, Linda was a nurse at the old Byberry Mental Hospital. So did Heather catch the ghost of a nurse from the old abandoned hospital? And if not, why could no one else see the strange woman walking down the sidewalk? Ho ho.
Okay, I'm not too sure if that was actually a ghost. It did look like it was a little bit dark in the background and stuff. I don't necessarily think that was actually a ghost. It could have just been some random poor lady just walking by the camera, and maybe she was just like, I don't know, she could be on a AirPods or something and talking to someone. She was like maybe having a good conversation. And then, I don't know why we have to go immediately towards it's ghost and spooky. But I mean, I can't really see much in the video too. If you look at it, it just looks like somebody walking, right? Yeah, it looks like somebody in a dress robe or something and slippers. It looks pretty normal. It doesn't look like some kind of nurse outfit. See? Isn't that a tote bag? That's a dress, like a I don't know. And then that's the big ass white slippers. It's a tote bag. I don't know about this one. This does not look like no ghost. I mean, she says it does look like a nurse, and then apparently there was a neighbor that died who was a nurse, right, or something like that. and then there was a mental asylum nearby, and all that good stuff. It all comes together. And yeah, she could make an argument that perhaps, you know, it was a ghost of a nurse and the kids didn't see it. I bet you the kids were not even looking, because they were just like, it seems like they were just trying to go inside the house and stuff. But I don't know, this looks like a normal person with big slippers, or is it
20 feet away.
shoes and a tote
Heather
bag?
says that the woman
I'm not convinced. That one is just, it's not convincing enough. That's all I can say about that one. Not convincing.
That was built in the 1800s and has a very tragic.
Mind you, I've seen things like personally, I have actually seen things, and they don't look like they have a tote bag or wear a dress and big slippers. They look very different from what you think. Okay, they also don't look like ghosts from movies and stuff. Okay.
Past. In the early to mid 1800s, the house was part of the Underground Railroad, a network for fugitive slaves seeking freedom. Slaves escaping the South were forced to hide under the house to avoid capture by authorities. Because of its dark history, Cara believes that the house might be haunted, and she says,
okay, this one has potential to be a haunted house. Actually, it's a big. This one seems a little bit more believable.
Around the house, and they start to hear a very strange sound coming from the basement.
Okay, houses like this.
For the last 20 minutes I've been sitting
Yeah.
on the couch, and it's been dead silent, and all of a sudden I hear Santa, and I thought
Santa?
it was coming from outside, and it's not. And this is my basement.
Ooh, that's a nice basement actually. It just looks a little old and crickety, but I guess.
Summer.
Okay, there's a lot of cuts there.
Tell me it's in the same box as Chucky right now.
Yeah, it's right there.
What's she holding? Why is it? Why is it blocked? Why is it blurred out?
Right, but it hasn't been touched, and all of a sudden, after all of these months.
Check if there's batteries. Check the
Cara's
batteries.
daughter flips through a box, which ironically contains 2 old Chucky dolls.
Check the
only to find
batteries.
that a Santa figurine has suddenly activated itself and is just talking away.
Things
Even though the power
malfunction. Check the
switch is
batteries. If
turned
there
on.
is
But there's
batteries,
something even weirder
then
that many viewers noticed
no,
after
probably
this
just a
clip was
malfunction,
uploaded.
in my
Because
opinion.
Did you hear it?
Did I hear something? What?
Right, but it hasn't been touched, and all of a sudden, after all of these months.
Oh, it says no stop.
Just as the Santa doll is picked up and suddenly stops talking, it can be heard seeming to frantically yell, "No, stop!"
Okay, that's weird. No, wait.
So
It
is Cara's basement haunted?
Sounds like
Is the
no
little
stop,
Santa
but
doll possessed
it could
by
be
some
just
wayward
a
spirit?
word that was about to
Or is it
appear,
all just
like
a
to come out,
very
but it
odd
stopped at
coincidence?
such a convenient
Daddy ghost.
time.
Or a
Okay.
woman named Shy-
Firstly, this is the 21st century. TikTok is big. What does TikTok like? They like ghost shit, right? They like to make up stuff about ghosts, and it probably gets them views and stuff. And there's some videos that I saw that I cannot really explain. Like there's like paranormal activity in the house, yet they don't call like a priest or someone to fix the place. It's because they got popular from having ghosts in their house. So if there really was a ghost in the house, they probably won't get rid of it and probably turn that ghost into a content farm, which I've clearly seen this a few times, right? What I was getting at is basically, number one, this may be a hoax because they never checked the battery. Like, if the first thing, I know it was off, but switches can always break, right? If it was off and she opened the batteries and there was no batteries inside, okay, then we have something to talk about, like for reals. If not, probably, in my opinion, probably fake, right?
Diane is taking care of her 2-year-old daughter when the little girl says something very strange.
Okay, let's see.
Okay, who is it?
So there's one thing I learned a lot about when I used to do ghost hunting back in the day. When kids see stuff, or dogs, your pets, it's hard to explain scientifically, but usually kids may be able to see stuff, like, because so I think I've talked about this before. One of the things that makes kids a little bit more interesting is because kids are basically the purest beings on earth when they are first born, you know. And as you grow up, as you get older, you kind of get corrupted. You're not as pure as possible, and eventually you just lose your purity. Basically, it all happens to all people, even priests, everybody. So there's a thing that people have said that if, like, entities like ghosts or demons or whatever you want to call them, they like to mess with kids, because if they are able to manipulate such a pure soul or harm a pure soul or like sort of control a pure soul, it gives them more power to themselves. It makes them feel like strong, or they can get off some energy out of this. I have like heard a lot of stories about my friends who, when they were kids, they used to see a lot of weird things. And I think when I was a kid, I also had some experiences, but eventually as I grew up, I kind of like maybe don't really see anything. And my friends have had the same thing as well. They kind of like lose that power to see things. I don't know if you consider that power or gift or whatever, but yeah, it does fade away eventually when you grow up, because you just become a bit unclean in a way. So yeah, this one should be interesting.
Is where?
Daddy's right here.
Oh.
Okay. Okay, show me.
See?
Oh,
Your daddy's missing you.
my daddy's missing me?
Huh?
Let's go get him.
Let's go get him. Where'd he go?
In you.
Okay.
Her daughter seems to be referring to Cheyenne's dad, which is odd because
Is
not
she
only has
holding
her
a
daughter
thermometer
never met her
randomly
granddad,
or
but
something?
even herself was
Weird.
only just a toddler when her father passed away.
Oh damn, this is
So
sad.
Cheyenne shows her daughter a picture, and the little girl confirms that it's the man she saw in the hallway of their house.
Yes?
Yes, it looks like that.
Daddy. Daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Mabel, what does your ghost do?
No.
What did you say he gave you?
Hot.
A heart?
Daddy.
Hmm.
Daddy.
Uh-huh.
Daddy.
Yeah.
2 days later, and it happens again.
Yeah.
Daddy.
I may believe this one, or I cannot really explain. Because kids don't know how to lie. Like this, she seems like a. Wait, did they say her age? But she's probably like a 1 year old, 2 year old. Like kids don't know how to lie. Dryers.
Scared me.
Oh,
You already
lol.
freaked me out.
Oh, my own.
Yeah.
Cheyenne says that her daughter still occasionally talks to the entity that the little girl now refers to as, quote, Daddy Ghost.
Daddy
But
ghost.
Cheyenne says that some online comments have scared her a bit.
She calls him Daddy Ghost. She's only had an experience like that 2 or 3 times. It doesn't happen often,
I see.
but when it does, I try to capture it on video. I also had a lot of comments saying that
Comments.
it wasn't like something nice. It was something.
Yeah, that's what I
bad.
that's what I
Freaked me
meant.
out,
That's what I
so
talked
don't say
about.
that again. A lot of people were telling
Yeah.
me don't communicate with it. I'm not. I'm scared.
You should be.
And she doesn't understand.
Son.
Tell him, Mabel.
So is Cheyenne's daughter seeing the ghost of her granddad stopping by for a visit? What do you think? A grave
Yeah.
situation.
Again, it could be either way. It could be bad, it could be good, it could be, you know, just you just don't know. But it's very hard for you to, you know, say that to say that she's lying. Maybe. Okay, there's another part where it's just probably not the best, but it could be the parents. You know, parents nowadays, they also use the kid to clout chase. We all know this, you know, use the kid for content. So if she might have told her to say this and that on TikTok or stuff like that, we don't know, right? But if you're looking at this from the outset, kids tend to see more things. And, you know, again, we cannot really say there's no such thing as ghosts or no such thing as spirits and stuff like that. There has been proof, I guess, in a particular way that we can say. There are just things that we cannot see and we cannot explain through science. Usually I lean more towards I believe the kids when they say they see shit. Only time will tell if it's good or bad, but I guess that one could be real.
A young woman
Excuse me.
named Britt lives on a large horse ranch in the mountains. She says that lately things around the ranch have gotten a little strange.
Okay, animals.
Well, actually, they've
Right,
gotten
the
a
next thing I
lot
talked about.
strange.
Animals
It all
can
starts one day when
feel
Britt's dog Josie just
animals can feel things.
completely
Animals can
freaks out.
sense danger and a lot of other stuff. Yeah. Need to be very when your pets see shit start acting weird, maybe you should be more careful. It could be an intruder, it could be something dangerous, it could be anything. Oh wait, it's this place. Oh, I know this place, I know this place. Okay, I do.
It's just inside. I'm by myself with my dog.
Grab myself a drink.
She's in that room upstairs. You can really hear her working from here.
Josie?
Oh,
Josie?
the dog's seen stuff. Oh, the dog isn't even upstairs. Can we just put the camera up the stairs? Don't. Oh, you're showing us. Oh, hello. That's a dog. Oh, there you go. Doggo.
Yeah, she's just been staring at that, and then she started.
Wait, we got
barking.
second camera angle.
And she growled, and when she growled, I kind of like booked it. I
Hmm.
don't really know.
I trust the dog. I trust the dog, man. I trust the dog.
That's usually like her
If the dog sees shit, you gotta run, man. Get the dog out, burn the house down. Holy shit.
Waiting for someone.
I trust the dog more than anything else.
Just don't really know what she's staring at. Because again, like, this is usually how she looks when she's waiting for me to come in, and I'm just like,
Okay, there's a nothing in there. There's literally nothing in there. Yeah, believable. I trust the dog.
what? What is it? What is
The dog is telling you to leave. Get out.
The dog starts ferociously barking at the upstairs bedroom closet for absolutely no reason. But little Josie's strange behavior doesn't stop there.
Yeah, the
As
dog
Britt
came over to
mentioned,
see if
she
you're
has a
doing
private cemetery
fine.
in front of her house,
Bruh.
where some of her family members and also several of their deceased pets are all buried together. Recently, the dog Josie has
A
just
lot of
started
little
staring at the small
tombstones and stuff.
graveyard.
Josie.
There's a whole little city going on here. Small pets,
What's going on?
real humans all
The
together
horses
in
on
one
the ranch
grave.
often just stare toward the small cemetery as well.
Well, that's not creepy.
Yeah.
What are you two looking at?
Yeah, they see something. They don't like it.
But now, weirdest of all, Britt says that lately the neighbors' cows have started to wander
Oh,
over
yep.
to
Yeah,
her
and the cows
property.
too, I remember.
And they also
The
just
cows have been
weirdly
coming to our house.
stand
There was
around
a
the small
short,
graveyard.
I think there was a short video about this I saw somewhere about the cows being weird around her grave.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Here all the time now.
the grave area.
It's a newer development.
Yeah, I've seen this. This is very weird.
Like, why? They just kind of come
And they're just like standing there doing nothing. Like literally doing nothing.
area. And they just kind of will freeze and
Yeah, exactly. This is weird.
Yeah.
Yep. This one I consider. This is the part where I say that some things just science cannot explain. Like situations like this. Okay, for one, the dog. If there was someone that was trying to, fake the video, the dog can sense if the person is a known person or not, because if the video was faked, the dog would probably be wagging its tail, unless the dog is like super trained to like act and stuff like that, which I know of on Instagram. There's a dog called Xiao something that acts very well in front of camera, Xiao Hong or something. I can't remember. It's a Chinese the YouTuber, the Instagrammer. Yeah, the dog just acts every time, unless they train the dog so well that the dog just knows how to act, then you know it could be fake, but it doesn't seem like she is a dog trainer or stuff like that. The dog, the cows, the horses, yeah, this is just some things that science cannot explain, and I think these are the ones that I truly believe there is something weird going on here, like 100%. Look at them. There's no way you won't know what's going on.
Britt is confused and
even the horses are acting the same as the cows, and the dog is doing the same thing too. So yeah.
Terrifying turn. One night, Britt orders some food from Uber Eats.
Oh.
Driver is a bit disturbed.
Oh yeah, this one.
Gathered cows at the graveyard,
Yep.
But he completes his delivery.
Poor Uber guy.
Weird.
Yeah, I saw this one. This is the video I saw actually. I think, if I'm not mistaken. I would be a little unsettled just seeing the cows frozen like in front of a grave. Like, I would be weirded out as hell too, not gonna lie. I would be like ringing the bell like a madman. And like, get this food and get the hell out of here.
Go ahead.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. It's okay.
Oh, okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Oh my god.
Oh, yep. Hey Dino, no worries. We are watching some ghosties. We are gonna do some commentary on ghosts today. We're watching Nuke's Top 5. We're just guessing which one is fake and which one is real. But this one currently, this is real. This is definitely real in my opinion.
What would you do if this happened in your house?
Oh. God damn, the ring camera is really good. The ring camera makes everything look like it's late afternoon. The phone camera sucks ass.
Thank you. See, this is what I'm talking about. Every freaking night, like even at night, they even come and hang out here, and they just like stand and like.
Huh?
Are you for real right
Well, burn the house down, people. Stop putting the camera down on the floor. Show us when you walk in. Jesus. Okay, another thing I don't like. If you feel like there's something going on, right, and you want to let people know that there is something going on in your house, you should always keep your camera up, because in this situation right here, the camera goes off. Then the first thing you do is, okay, you should be so used to recording at this point. If you feel like there's something in your house and the alarm goes off, put your camera up. Never put it down and walk like this. This just makes it feel fake and staged. Now, this is not a problem I have. I mean, apart from the animals, I think the animals are definitely seeing stuff, but some, maybe they're trying, I mean, in this situation, I would say maybe they're trying to just make this thing more interesting, so there are alarms and stuff, but I can't really say, okay? But I hate it when they just put their phone down and you see nothing, literally. What do you want me to see in the ground, huh? Wait, you want me to see that freaking zombie hand come on the ground and grab your legs? Come on. Come on, man. Record. Oh shit, okay, that was weird. Okay, now that's a go. At least there was something inside. You saw that, right?
Something sets off the alarm inside Britt's house, and as she carefully walks back inside, some unseen
you can
force
see
seems to actually grab and pull her shirt.
Oh, that is
She drops her
spooky.
food in terror and runs back out. Britt says that she was too afraid to return to the house.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
She spent the rest of the night in the family RV that was parked outside.
You think the RV is gonna help you?
Nick and
At this point, you call the priest, you call a monk, you call the imam, you call every single priest, every single thing you know of. You call them all to your house, you wipe that place clean. But as I mentioned earlier, you know, sometimes people just let it linger for a little bit more, because right now, this is the 21st century, right? To be honest, no one's really afraid of ghosts. There's so much other problems out there, right? People tend to farm the ghost for content now. It's the other way around. The ghost has to work in order to live in the house. You pay rent or you get the out. Basically, pay rent, baby. And when the way you pay rent is being my ghost videos. My opinion. But apart from that, I think there is something going on in that ranch. That ranch is fucked. Alright, next.
Ted from the YouTube channel The Hunting Public are out bow hunting on public lands in the remote wilderness of Missouri. Suddenly they hear something that sends chills
forest.
down their
Yep.
spines.
Forest one
Now,
as
let me
well.
say before I show
You don't
you
mess
these
with the
clips,
forest.
in accordance with YouTube
Where I
guidelines,
live,
though, when the show being
nobody
heard in
messes
the
with the
following
forest.
video,
That is a
there's absolutely
bad
no
idea for you to
evidence
mess with
that
the
any crime was
forest.
committed in this
Honestly,
video or
if
that
you
anyone
mess
was injured in any way.
with the forest, it
Alright,
messes
so,
back with you
while Nick and Ted are
100
hunting, they
times
hear a
more.
gunshot, followed by some insane screaming. They immediately grab their camera and start recording.
Why bother when there is ghost-proof RV? I mean, if it's really a ghost-proof RV, hey, I guess it seems to be safer. I have no idea.
Now, Nick
That
and
is
Ted
so
are in
true.
such a remote
What can the
area of
RV do,
Missouri
man?
woods
Seriously,
that they
the
have no
ghost is
cell
just gonna.
service to call the authorities.
You basically locked yourself in a box, and you cannot escape. There's only one door. It's even worse if you're staying in the RV. At least if you're in the house, you can still run. But what are you gonna do inside a box, right?
So all they can do is listen.
All right, let's see. It sounds like someone having a fight in the forest.
I mean, there ain't nothing out here.
Ooh. Okay. Yup.
I keep getting chills all down my back.
Yeah, that ain't no ghost. That is some crazy shit going on in there. I'm telling you right now, it could be a couple fighting and something could have gone wrong.
Not good obscenities.
They should call the cops immediately.
I've never witnessed anybody screaming like that.
Yeah, this is not ghost. This is human. This is a human problem. Maybe a drug deal gone wrong. Oh. That is not good. America with your guns. Whoa. If I'm not mistaken, it sounded like someone was screaming, "How could you fucking killed her?" I don't know if I heard that right. I heard like, "How could you fucking killed her?" or something, and I heard that. That's definitely something going on. Yeah, I think I heard that correctly. I don't know if you guys said the same thing too.
Again, Nick
Yeah.
tries to call someone to report the incident.
I feel like I
They still
heard,
can't find a spot in
"How
the
could
woods
you
with cell
fucking kill her?"
service.
I think so.
We ain't got any service in here, so
You guys need your freaking GPS phones, literally.
what's going on, but sound like
I think they sell a lot of those in America, right?
movie over there. I mean, we're just scaring a guy. That's absolutely losing his mind over there.
At this point, Nick and Ted are totally freaked out. They just head back to their truck so that they can get out of there and call the police.
Yeah, smart choice.
Some stuff that
Smart choice, smart choice.
To the police department. I was hunting. Me and a buddy were hunting, and at about 6:45, we heard gunshots, which is not uncommon. But then for 30 minutes straight or so,
Yeah,
there was
I think they
lots of
found a
screaming
crime
and
probably.
just people obscenities, and it
Yep.
sounded like
Yep.
something really bad was going on over there, and there was 20 or more gunshots ended up happening. I have pins dropped on a map about how far we were from where we think this was occurring. We didn't know what to do, and we had no service, so we're trying to report and see if anything had been reported about there.
Days later, Nick and Ted provide an update on what happened after their
Okay, let's see.
terrifying
I think it's probably a
encounter in
crime.
the woods.
So after that hunt, you can see we alerted proper authorities, and the days following that event, I had some contact with the state game warden.
Yep.
And they told me that they found nothing on this situation, and they went in there and
That's weird.
There was nothing to be found.
Even though Nick and Ted reported the
That's
disturbing
weird.
incident and even provided GPS coordinates to local authorities,
More than
nothing
evidence,
was
more like
found at
ghost
the
hunt
site.
content.
There's absolutely no evidence that any
shit.
kind of horrible event ever took place there.
You know, it
Now
freaked us
something
out,
happened.
and,
Something
we
happened in
really
there.
got unsettled by it, and we weren't scared that someone wasn't coming after us, but we had heard something that it could have been. You know, your mind goes to think about what could that be, and you know, I immediately go to worst case
It's
scenario.
probably a
So did
murder.
Nick and Ted just hear someone having a random temper tantrum or a
Oh, that too.
breakdown?
Yeah.
Was it just someone freaking out and maybe just shooting guns at a tree stump?
Again, I am very sure I heard it said, how could you fucking kill her? And then more gunshots. I feel like they probably didn't shoot. If they were killing somebody, they probably had like, I don't know, a tarp, or they probably shot the person in the car or something like that and drove off, or something like that. I don't think they would leave gun shells in the forest. That is just dumb, right? I'm pretty sure something went down here. Right. I don't think there's some residual energy of previous murder, although that could be a thing. But I think I don't know. Yeah, I'm leaning more towards like murder, probably murder, most likely. Or maybe maybe a drunk person who is having a bad day, you know, or maybe yeah, something like that, and they have a cabin, and then this is basically their way of de-stressing. So they're kind of like blasting, you know, like screaming weird shit, you know, de-stressing. But again, if the popo and the rangers went into the forest and they didn't find anything, then it's a little bit odd to me. If they found like a cabin and stuff like that, and then, you know, it could be just a guy, you know, stressing the hell out, or I would lean mostly towards something bad happened, most likely. Yeah, that's a lot of shots.
Or was it something much more disturbing?
Like what?
For the full-length version of this video, be sure to check out the channel, The Hunting Public. Shadow of a Doubt. Now, I've covered the strange and creepy story of a woman named Rosanna in one of my previous videos. Rosanna lives in France in an apartment that she claims is intensely haunted by some mysterious dark entity.
Oh, I've seen this one. Actually, this is not the first time I saw this video. Let's see. I think she has more weird shit going on in the house.
Catches on camera is truly chilling.
Yeah, I've seen this one before. It's French, I think. Definitely French. That's compelling. That's compelling. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, look. Is that Pingu? Looks like Pingu. No, it's the Pokemon. Piplup. Looks like Piplup. Your toys already look creepy, ma'am. Look at your toys. They look like a freaking. They look like they've been there for like years on end. Compelling for sure. Oh damn. Ooh. Oh, it's still there. It's right behind her. Why am I pointing at the screen? You can't even see it. I should be moving my mouse. Sorry guys, I was just pointing at the screen. It's not like you can see shit. I should be pointing with my mouse. What the? Yeah, that was definitely something right behind her.
Begin to move on their own, And as Rosanna goes to investigate, she notices something very strange.
This is okay. This is a better way of showing your evidence, right? She's not putting the camera on the ground. She's walking around. She's showing you everything falling. There's no strings. There's no nothing. Like, unless this entire thing was set up and they all have electronics in them, right? And you're dropping shit on the floor, like, it's just timed. Maybe it's so elaborate. The hoax is so elaborate that everything is timed. And that's crazy. Like, if she blows up because of that and it's just all made up, she deserves all the follows and all the attention. Even though it's not real, it's still good content. But I don't think someone like this is going to go through that much trouble. Well, unless they want to be a content creator in this way. I guess it's possible, but so far, yeah.
You see it? In the window reflection, the large shadowy figure
it's like a dude behind her,
standing right behind her. But when she spins around, there's no one there.
And he's still there.
Rosanna sees the strange shadow behind her again in the reflection, but then the figure just disappears. Rosanna claims that this dark spirit has haunted her apartment for months, but she just can't afford to move out right now. So is Rosanna being haunted by...
First off, when shit happens in your house, remember, this is your house. You pay the rent, right? So, I again, the same thing I talked about earlier. I know that sometimes just some people cannot explain, like, things cannot be explained like this. And it's the 21st century. No one's really afraid of the ghost, right? The ghost becomes the content farm. Then they get easy money. But in my opinion, if something like this happens in my house, either you pay rent, or I'm calling every single church in my city, every single religious person, and we're gonna have a good time praying every single day till you leave my house. I have a zero tolerance. I don't like shit in my house. But if you can pay rent, that's a whole different story. But I'm still gonna say it. Get out and don't come back. But I just don't know. It's not that I know you don't have money to move, but there's always other things you can do, right? Like do a sage, call the priest. I'm pretty sure that the church works for free, all right? You can just call a pastor or a priest to come and pray in your house. Like, they don't charge you for... I don't really know. My brother's a priest, but I never really asked if they charge people for exorcisms. But I'm just saying, right? They'll come for free. They'll help you. And this is pretty good proof right here. Just call them. Get the whatever that thing is out of the house, right? Just pray every single day. Just do it.
By some evil entity, or is it all just an elaborate hoax? You decide. A guide to the other side.
No, let's see this one. Okay.
A young woman named Diana posted a very disturbing video to Instagram. In the video, Diana and her brother are watching as the police arrive at a trailer at the edge of their property. The police are showing up for a wellness check after the sad, lonely man who rents the trailer has not been seen for weeks.
Okay.
It turns out that
usually this one seems like a residual energy situation. I think seems like it.
Right there.
Ooh. The popo got involved.
Wait, they're going up to Tom's place.
Oh, the light's fucking my eyes, man. Holy.
So wait, you said the light wasn't off?
Yeah.
Brother, the light is murdering me. Jesus. I'm gonna get a seizure from this.
Holy shit, the hell?
Oh my god. Me eyes. It may not seem as bright on stream, but mother of god, it's bright on my screen.
Oh my god, they're calling me.
Oh, look, that's a little kid.
They're going back over. What was Tom doing?
Is there like an app you can check or something to figure out?
Oh my Jesus.
No, Tom. There's no app to see if he's dead or not. His name is Tom, right? I forgot.
He's okay.
Yeah, are you seriously asking if there's an app to check what's going on? We are so cooked. This century is done. How can you have an app to tell you what's going on? Are you gonna get on X and ask Gork if there's a dead person or ghost in there? Bruh.
Did you see it? The small shadow of a child
Oh, yeah,
lurking outside the trailer, seemingly lost and abandoned. But the police don't even notice, walking right by.
Yeah,
that's
a little weird.
Child. And then suddenly the small child shadow just disappears.
That's a little weirdy. Yep. Doesn't really look edited too. Just can't really explain that one. Yeah, it's just gone.
The figure disappears into thin air right in front of the police.
Damn, bro.
They don't seem to see
Spoopy.
Viewers of the video pointed out that there was another odd apparition in this video. Something that looks like the shadowy figure of a man standing in the trailer window. So
it just could be another police officer, okay? I don't think that's anything. The second one, it could be a police officer. Simple enough.
Oh my goodness.
This trailer looks fucked. It's just a broken trailer. Relax, people. Relax.
What was that? Oh.
Relax, people. It's just dead.
Whoa. Wait a minute. Wait. Did this guy have a kid? What is this?
5 reasons I love that. What's that sound? That's annoying.
So first, Diana is terrified when a dead crow falls out of one of the cabinets, which seems
it's a ghost 100%. It's just a freaking crow. Jesus Christ.
So how did the bird get there? But next, Diana sees a child's paintings on the refrigerator. Her dad tells her that the man had a horrible tragedy where his young daughter passed away many years ago at a very young age. But the man kept her drawings and mourned her for the rest of his life, descending into sorrow and alcoholism.
That's sad.
So, is this childlike shadow figure the man's daughter coming back to meet him as he passes to the other side?
No.
What do you think?
Right, this is still just wild to me. The guy just asked if there's an app to see if anything's happening. That is just... Wait, let me just double check that. Let me just I thought I heard that. Yeah, hold on.
What was Tom doing?
Is there like an app you can check or something to figure out?
Jesus.
He really asked if there was an app to check if they know what he was doing. Oh shit. You people need to understand, we are not that far in the future to find out what's going on through an app, right? If we have an app that can tell what a person's doing in their trailer, we're cooked. Because that's crazy surveillance right there. That's insane, all right? There's no such thing as an app that can find out what the hell's going on in there. That's just wilding. All right, move on to the next one.
Mirror, mirror.
This is all a joke.
The online name Pixie
Now, for this video, it's hard to say. I believe in residual energy. Things like that I believe are real because there's just, you know, some things attach itself to situations. So according to the story, you know, it was a father who lost his child, and then he got into alcoholism, and he eventually, I think he killed himself, more or less. He drank himself to death. And then when these guys were filming, there was a kid. The kid disappeared, right? And then it doesn't seem like it's edited. And then when they walk into the house, apparently they found out that he had a kid, right? So I feel like this one's for me, I'm putting this like on the 50-50. The kid is a bit unexplainable. It could have been an edit. Maybe they could have done a post editing, like when they found out as a kid, it's like, we could make content out of this, so let's just add a damn kid inside there. But it doesn't look as edited as you know, I think it would be. So this one is, it could be real. You know, this guy could just have, you know, killed himself, which is very sad. You know, you lost a child. I can understand when you go into alcoholism and you kill yourself. It could have been something paranormal, all right, but you know, it's just a little sad, that's it. But apart from that, the guy asking for the app to see what's going on, that's just wild, man. People are crazy. We shouldn't be asking for stuff like that. That's just insane.
Paranormal One is a psychic medium and paranormal
energy doesn't disappear, it just
had quite a few strange experiences.
Totally agree. Totally
Some
agree.
that could be supernatural.
What is this noise?
What's this noise? You have a broken... Have other things?
What is this noise?
It sounds like you have
And
a broken
she's also
pipe, sir.
experienced some scary incidents that are just a bit too real.
Here's my 2 cents. Never mess with an Ouija board. Never ever mess with this. Like, the reason I'm gonna say this is because, number one, I think at the start in Ouija board, it's just a toy. Yes, but I think too many people have kind of glorified Ouija board as like the thing that talks to spirits and blah blah blah. Somewhere, somehow down the road, like I said this before, if you give something too much energy or too much belief or too much, it kind of, something can actually manipulate this thing and turn it into something bad. Right? A lot of people just keep believing in it, and you kind of like give it energy, you're basically giving it permission to be what it is. Because again, I think I mentioned this before, but I'm just going to say it again. I believe that they can't do anything to you unless you give them permission, right? Explicit permission, because you are the one who's alive. You have a soul. You are basically the strongest beings around. If you look in like the whole like Bible or whatever, if you're into this whole thing, basically our souls are the strongest. It's us and then the dead, right? And then the demons and the angels and whatnot, they're somewhere in between, right? But I think Ouija boards have been messed with for so long, for so many centuries, that something has probably, so many millions of people have given this thing the permission to mess with Ouija boards. Never mess with a Ouija board. Never.
When the sun goes down.
It could be fake.
Can you hear them all?
Could be fake. Could be fake.
That's a big ass dog.
That's a girl crying.
Yeah.
Can you hear that, guys? Hang on. Turn the lights off for a minute, people. Turn these lights off.
Why turn the lights off? Turn it on and look around.
Guys, we've got to turn these lights off. Turn the lights off. Turn that light off.
Unless some crazy guy's coming after them.
Turn it off. I don't mind hunting ghosts, but it's the humans that worry me.
Yep. She says that explicitly correct. Humans are the worst. Not the ghosts. The humans are the worst.
Coming from her mirror, so she grabbed her phone and began to film.
All right, let's see. Let's see what happens when you mess with an Ouija board. Oh shit.
My mirror's cracking by itself.
What's happening? Wait.
Face.
Wait, stop.
Harry?
What
My mirror
face?
is cracking by itself.
Ooh.
What's cracking by itself?
Yes, kid. It's cracking by itself. Nobody has any idea. The kid's playing Roblox in the background.
Alright, let's just carry on with it.
Stay there, don't go near it.
This way. I know. Mum, I know. There's a noise.
All right.
Wait.
Roblox kid. Fake. Denied. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No offense. It's just a joke. Not Roblox kid. Denied.
On its own, right before her eyes. Even weirder, what looks like a strange
I know. It was funny.
Slowly
Yeah, you can see something weird there.
One of the ghosts from Pixie's Paranormal
You can actually see
follow her home.
something actually being imprinted there. You can see that. Yeah, which is weird.
Begins to break and crack all on its own. Right
You can see that.
before her eyes. Even weirder, what looks like a strange misshapen face seems to appear in the slowly shattering mirror. So did one of the ghosts from Pixie's Paranormal.
Never mess with a Ouija board. Don't be stupid.
Investigations follow her home, or just what do you think is happening here? Gory video.
All right, this should be the good stuff.
We end this video with clips that
oh no, this is the funny videos.
First,
all right.
Nah.
I can see a mirror.
Some Dutch urbex explorers are checking out an abandoned old building, and they find
there was something there though. If you look at it properly, there is like a sort of like a shape on it that's appearing. Like, okay, it could have been some kind of dirt, or the kids who's, you know, smashed their face into the mirror before and they just never wiped it off. But it's sort of like appearing, so it's a little bit weird. Plus, she messed with a Ouija board. So at this point, it's your fault. Again, call the priest. Call every single religious being around your area. Get that shit out.
Absolutely terrifying.
Regardless, call all the priests and get them out. That's dumb. Oh my gosh. He scared himself.
Now, honestly, squatters in an abandoned house are much more dangerous than ghosts.
Yep.
Also, did you notice that this guy's friend has on the same jacket
yes.
as the squatter guy? Truly bizarre. And next up.
Humans, don't mess with humans, right? That guy's probably a crack addict. If not, if he was not, okay, if he wasn't, okay, I can't really say that. But in my opinion, if he wasn't causing any troubles, he would have not hidden like that. But that's worse, right? If you see someone in an abandoned apartment, abandoned house, hiding from you, run. You don't want to get stabbed by one of his weird ass needles. You don't even know where the needle's been, man.
A woman is chilled to her core.
God, that's crackhead. Yep, most likely a crackhead. I'm just gonna tell you that it's probably a crackhead.
Close the drawers in her bedroom.
Yep, I mean, yeah, that is my biggest issue. Oh, if I see homeless people in the thing, holy moly. There's someone in the back. That's not really what we think it is. Yep.
But
the cat.
Then it's just her cat stuck inside her wardrobe chest.
Yep.
Look, there's his little head peeking out.
Yep.
And finally, Pedro
it's just the cat.
Strange shadow of what seems to be a person who is just.
Imagine you find someone. If you're going to go into if you're going to go into an abandoned building, always have a weapon with you. There's going to be crackheads. There's going to be, I know, there's going to be criminals. There's definitely going to be some weird, and especially the homeless people. They're not exactly sound of mind. I think you should always have a weapon, at least a stun gun or pepper spray or bear spray or something that would deter them, because you don't want to be caught in an abandoned building with weirdos following you. That's a big no for me. Yeah, that's just a toy. That's just a toy. You're tripping. Yeah, or is the seat.
And then Pedro realizes that he just has weirdly designed chairs.
They say for the toy is the seat.
Anyway, thank you for watching.
All right, that was
like, comment, and
that was funny. The last one was really funny.
Want to be awesome? And hopefully, I'll see you back here next time.
That was funny. I like the last one. It was just the freaking chair. You know, it's just the way it's positioned and the light. You know, that's why I'm saying sometimes, even though you see shadows of particular things, maybe you should check if it's something like a chair or a table or some kind of dirt or a can or something, because then it's not always some weird ass ghost, unless the shadow starts moving. Then we have a problem. Then you should call your local priest or your local monk or your local whatever, and then the Freemasons or whatever shit, whatever you believe in, right, to come and cleanse the damn house. But apart from that, when you see a shadow, never believe it first sight. Just go towards it, double check, make sure it's not some random ass shadow, and yeah, easy peasy. But if there really is a ghost, just call everybody to your house and get the shit out. All right, I like that video. I like Nuke's top 5 shit. Like, I really watch his videos religiously. You guys should follow his YouTube. I'll link it in the description below. Like and subscribe.